Some movie moments are so intense, they almost cost the actors their lives. From drowning on set to near-fatal injuries, these stars went far beyond the script and barely made it out alive. Daniel Day-Lewis's commitment to authenticity nearly killed him on the set of Gangs of New York. Refusing to break character as the ruthless Bill the Butcher, he insisted on wearing only his thin 19th century costume coat, even in freezing temperatures. The result was severe pneumonia that left him coughing up blood and put his health in serious danger. And that wasn't the only risk he took for his craft. He even picked fights with strangers in Rome to stay in character. It's one thing to play a violent, unhinged gangster on screen. It's another to risk your life becoming him. Brad Pitt's most intense 7 scene left him with a real injury that made it into the film. While shooting the chase sequence where Detective Mills leaps across rain-soaked cars, Pitt slipped on a hood and crashed through a windshield, slicing a tendon in his arm. The damage was severe enough that he needed stitches, and the cast his character wears later in the movie isn't a prop at all, it's real. What looked like just another gritty detail on screen was actually the result of a dangerous on-set accident that could have ended far worse than it did. Jason Statham's toughest moment didn't happen in a fight, it happened underwater. While filming The Expendables 3, a stunt went horribly wrong when the brakes on a truck failed, sending him and the vehicle plunging off a loading dock straight into the Black Sea. The truck sank nearly 60 feet in seconds, trapping him underwater and putting his life on the line. But thanks to his real-life background as a competitive diver, Statham managed to escape and swim to safety. It's one of those terrifying behind-the-scenes moments that proves action movies can be just as dangerous off-screen as they are on it. Sylvester Stallone wanted Rocky IV to feel real, and it almost killed him. Determined to make the boxing scenes authentic, he told co-star Dolph Lundgren to hit him for real during their brutal fight sequences. Lundgren didn't hold back, landing a blow so powerful that Stallone's heart slammed against his ribcage and began to swell. He was rushed to intensive care where doctors treated the life-threatening injury. What looked like a dramatic moment on screen was actually a near-fatal consequence of Stallone's dedication to realism, proving that the fight for cinematic authenticity can come with a heavy price. Tom Hanks's biggest danger on Castaway wasn't the ocean, the storms, or the isolation. It was an invisible killer. While filming the survival drama, Hanks suffered a small cut on his leg that didn't seem serious at first. But when the wound swelled and refused to heal for 2 weeks, he was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered a life-threatening staph infection that could have killed him if left untreated. Add that to the extreme weight gain and loss he endured for the role, and it's clear this movie pushed his body to the brink. Even America's Dad wasn't safe from danger on that deserted island. Jennifer Lawrence's most dangerous Hunger Games moment didn't come from a stunt, it came from a machine. While filming a tunnel scene for Mockingjay, Part 1, a fog machine malfunctioned and began pumping out smoke so thick that she vanished from view on set. The air quickly became unbreathable, and Lawrence was left gasping as filming ground to a halt. She escaped with vertigo and nausea, but the scare was real. She'd been just moments from suffocating. It's a reminder that even something as simple as a special effect can turn deadly fast when things go wrong behind the scenes. Kate Winslet's most terrifying Titanic moment wasn't scripted, it was real. While filming a flooding scene below deck, she and Leonardo DiCaprio were slammed by a wave and pushed against a locked gate. Winslet's heavy coat got caught on the gate, trapping her underwater and stopping her from reaching the surface. She was seconds away from drowning before she managed to free herself and gasp for air. The experience left her shaken and traumatized, but director James Cameron simply reset for another take. It's a chilling reminder of how even the most iconic scenes can hide real danger behind the camera. Kevin Costner's most dangerous Waterworld moment didn't come from explosions or villains. It came from the weather. While filming a scene high atop a sailboat's mast, a sudden storm swept across the set, leaving him tethered and dangling as powerful winds and waves battered him. The squall was so intense that the crew couldn't reach him for 30 terrifying minutes, during which Costner was smashed against the mast again and again. He later admitted he had almost died during the ordeal. It's a dramatic reminder that sometimes the most dangerous threats on a movie set come not from the script, but from nature itself. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's most dangerous stunt didn't involve guns or superheroes. It was a bike ride gone horribly wrong. While filming Premium Rush, he was racing through real New York traffic at 30 miles per hour when a taxi accidentally drove into his path. With no time to react, he crashed straight through the cab's rear windshield, badly slicing his forearm open. The impact was so violent that the director feared he had just killed his lead actor. Gordon-Levitt needed 31 stitches, but somehow laughed through the pain, proof that even a seemingly simple bike scene can turn deadly in an instant. Donald Sutherland didn't just risk his life on set, he actually died. While filming Kelly's Heroes in 1968, he contracted a deadly case of meningitis from the Danube River and slipped into a coma. At one point, his heart stopped, and he experienced an out-of-body moment, watching himself drift toward a bright light before being pulled back to life. It took him over 6 weeks to recover, but he ultimately survived the terrifying ordeal. Unlike most on-set accidents, this wasn't just a near miss. Sutherland literally crossed the line between life and death while making the film. Michael J. Fox's most dangerous moment as Marty McFly was no sci-fi stunt. It was a real brush with death. While filming a hanging scene for Back to the Future Part 3, Fox decided to perform the stunt himself, usually protecting his throat with his hands during rehearsals. But during the actual take, something went wrong, and the rope tightened around his neck for real. He was asphyxiated and lost consciousness on set before the crew realized he wasn't acting. They rushed in just in time, saving his life. It's a chilling reminder that even the lightest-hearted movies can hide deadly risks behind the scenes. Isla Fisher's most terrifying movie moment was no illusion. She was really drowning. While filming a water tank escape scene for Now You See Me, Fisher's chains got stuck for real, trapping her underwater for nearly 3 minutes. The crew thought her frantic movements were just great acting, unaware that she was fighting for her life. It was only thanks to her quick thinking and training that she managed to free herself before it was too late. What was meant to be a dazzling magic trick on screen turned into a real brush with death behind the scenes. Ed Harris came terrifyingly close to drowning while filming The Abyss. During one intense underwater sequence, he waited until the last possible second to signal for air, only for the regulator to be handed to him upside down. That mistake sent water rushing into his lungs instead of oxygen, leaving him gasping and seconds from death. As fluid poured up his nose and his eyes swelled, Harris thought, "This is it," before regaining control. The near-fatal moment shows just how dangerous underwater filmmaking can be, and how close one of Hollywood's toughest actors came to tragedy beneath the surface. Ellen Burstyn gave everything, including her spine, for The Exorcist. During the iconic scene where her character is hurled across the room by her possessed daughter, she was attached to a cable meant to yank her backward. After several takes, the director ordered the stuntman to pull harder, and the violent force slammed Burstyn into the floor so brutally that she broke her tailbone and suffered permanent spinal damage. The scream you hear in that scene isn't acting, it's real pain. That raw, painful moment made it into the final cut, showing just how far Burstyn was pushed for cinematic realism. Margaret Hamilton's most iconic Wizard of Oz moment nearly turned deadly. During the scene where the Wicked Witch of the West vanishes in a burst of fire and smoke, she was supposed to drop through a trapdoor before the flames ignited. But in one take, the trapdoor malfunctioned, and Hamilton was still on stage when the pyrotechnics went off. The blast severely burned her hands and face, and it's a miracle her costume didn't catch fire entirely. She spent weeks recovering, but the accident remains one of Hollywood's most infamous on-set disasters, proof that even classic movie magic came with terrifying real-life risks.